Berjaya Toto Sports Berhad, owned by Berjaya Group. Here we present the ratio analysis of the company starting from year 2013 to 2015 based on its annual report.
In 2013, Berjaya Sport Toto has 2.23 times of the current asset to meet and fulfill the requirement of its current liabilities. And in 2014, Berjaya Sport Toto has 0.39 times of current asset to meet or fulfill the requirement of its current liability. And in 2015, company has 0.41 times of the current asset to meet or fulfill the requirement of its current liabilities. Based on that fact or the result, we can see that in 2015, the company has the highest current ratio. That means the more capable of the company is paying its obligation, and the larger proportion of the asset value relative to the value of its liability. Berjaya Group Company in 2013 has 1.09 times of its most liquid asset to meet the requirements of its current liabilities. And in 2014 and also 2015, Berjaya Company has 0.72 times of its most liquid asset to meet the requirement of its current liabilities. The quick ratio is more conservative than a current ratio because exclude inventories from current assets such as cash and marketable securities are quick resource of cash. Inventory usually take time to be converted into a cash, and if they have to be sold quickly, the company may have to accept a lower price than book value of these inventories. In 2013, Berjaya Group Company has inventory turnover 172.6 times per year or every 2.11 days before they are able to sell it. In 2014, Berjaya Group Company has inventory turnover 23.53 times per year or every 15.51 days before they are able to sell it. In 2015, Berjaya Group Company has inventory turnover 13.06 times per year or every 27.95 days before they are able to sell it. In 2013, Berjaya Sport Toto Company collect its payment 2.85 times in a year or every 128.07 days. And in 2014, the Berjaya Sport Toto Company collect its payment 5.71 times in a year or every 63.92 days. And in 2015, Berjaya Sport Toto Company collect its payment 4.53 times in a year or every 80.57 days. The high receivable turnover ratio may indicate that company's collection of account receivable is efficient and that the company has a high proportion of quality customers that pay off their debts quickly.
In 2013, the creditors' turnover ratio is 7.68 times, and if we convert it into days by dividing 365 with 7.68, it is 47.5 days. And in 2014, it is 5.2, while in 2015 the ratio is 5.4 times. It means that in 2013, Berjaya was able to pay its credit suppliers every 47.53 days, while in 2014, the group paid its creditors in 70.2 days. In 2015, the group was able to pay its credit suppliers in 67.6 days. The result shows that the company was able to pay its creditors in a quite short time in 2013 and an increase in 2015. It happened because of the increase in creditors or might happen because of the loosened credit terms set by the creditors. From the company information, in 2013, the ratio result is 0.03 times, whereby in 2014, it is 0.09 times. And in 2015, the total assets of turnover ratio is 0.06 times. From the results, it can be interpreted that in 2013, for every 1 ringgit worth of assets utilized, the company could generate 0.03 times of sales. While in 2014, every 1 ringgit worth of assets used, Berjaya generated 0.09 times, and whereby in 2015, they generated 0.06 times. It shows an increase in 2014 of efficiency in using assets to generate sales, while it decreased in the following year. The increased ability to generate sales from 2013 to 2015 for every 1 ringgit of assets caused by the increase in sales over the years. In 2013, the ratio is 0.1379, meaning that 13.79% of its total assets being financed by debts. While in 2014, the company has 10.86% of its total assets being financed by its debts, and 12.34% of the total assets in 2015 was being financed by its debts. The result shows that the company has quite stable number over the years. With year 2014, the company was the least dependent on leverage. This ratio is caused by a decrease in total debts and might be caused by the increase in profit and loss account. The ratio result in 2013 is 5.16 times, meaning the company had 5.16 times of ability to pay off its interest. While in 2014, the company had 118.6 times of ability to pay off their interest. And in 2015, Berjaya Sports had 363.45 times of ability to pay their interest. The result shows rapid escalation in the usage of income to cover interest expenses over the years.
Berjaya Sports Toto generates 26.36 cents of gross profit for every 1 ringgit sales in the year of 2013, and it slightly decreased to 22.81 cents of gross profit in 2014, and consecutively it decreased to 21.97 cents of gross profit in the year of 2015. This may happen due to the increase in COGS from the year to year, even though the gross profit keeps on increasing. In 2013, Berjaya Sports was able to generate 89.25 cents of the operating profit for every 1 ringgit sales. It increases to 96.8 cents of operating profit in the year of 2014, and it slightly decreased in the following year, which is 2015. It decreased to 94.447 cents of operating profit. This fluctuation may happen because of the global economic performance. Sometimes the global economic can be better or even worse. And seems the company are able to reduce their costs in 2014. Therefore, their operating profit margin is increasing a little bit.
In the year 2013, the NPM ratio is minus 0.70 or minus 70%. Therefore, for every 1 ringgit of sales, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 70 cents of net profit. In the year 2014, the NPM ratio is 0.60 or 60%. Therefore, for every 1 ringgit sales, Berjaya Toto Sport is able to generate 60 cents of net profit. In year 2015, the NPM ratio is minus 1.17 or minus 117%. Therefore, for every 1 ringgit of sales, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 1 ringgit 70 cents of net profit. In 2013 to 2014, the company went from negative NPM to positive NPM. This may happen because possibility of preferred stock dividends have dropped. But in 2015, it has negative NPM again. This may happen because possibility of preferred stock dividends had increased. In year 2013, the EPS ratio is minus 0.096. For every 1 ringgit of common stock equity or capital invested by common stockholders, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 9.6 cents for them. In year 2014, the EPS ratio is 0.27. For every 1 ringgit of common stock equity or capital invested by common stockholders, Berjaya Toto Sport is able to earn 27 cents for them. In year 2015, the EPS ratio is minus 0.31. For every 1 ringgit of common stock equity
or capital invested by common stockholders, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 31 cents for them. In year 2013 to 2014, Berjaya Group is able to generate earning during the period of behalf of its outstanding common stock. But in the year 2015, it has negative EPS ratio due to a decrease in profit. In year 2013, the ROA ratio is minus 0.019 or minus 1.9%. For every 1 ringgit of total asset invested, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 2 cents for the common stockholder. In year 2014, the ROA ratio is 0.053 or 5.3%. It means for every 1 ringgit of total asset invested, Berjaya Toto Sport is able to earn 5 cents for the common stockholder. In year 2015, the ROA ratio is minus 0.064 or minus 6.3%. It means for every 1 ringgit of total asset invested, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 6 cents for the common stockholders. In year 2013 to 2014, the company is able to generate profit of returns or net profit to the shareholder because there is an increase in the net profit. But again, in the year 2015, the company has negative ROA ratio because there is a decrease in net profit.
These past 3 years, ROE of Berjaya Toto Sport Company has been calculated as following. In 2013, the ROE reached 0.22, means that every 1 ringgit of capital invested, Berjaya Toto Sport can generate 22 cents of return to the shareholders. While in 2014, it has 0.90, which means every 1 ringgit of capital invested, Berjaya Toto Sports can generate 90 cents of returns to the shareholders. And in 2015, with minus 0.18, which means every 1 ringgit of capital invested, Berjaya Toto Sport lost 18 cents of returns to the shareholders. It can be seen that the ROE has increased tremendously from 22% to 90% and suddenly dropped drastically to minus 18%. The changes in ROE caused by increase and decrease in net income. The PE ratio for Berjaya Toto Sport is calculated as the following. In 2013, the PE ratio is minus 41 ringgit 35 cent, while in 2014, the PE ratio is 12 ringgit and 87 cents, which means the investors are willing to pay 12 ringgit and 87 cents for each ringgit of the firm's earning. In 2015, the PE ratio falls to minus 9 ringgit and 84 cents. The minus PE ratio caused by a negative figure of earning per share. Therefore, it shows the incompetency of the company in running their main function. It is usually classified as not applicable in which a company reported a loss. The calculation of market book ratio is shown as following. In 2013, the MB ratio is 0.91, which means the investor sees the firm performance as 0.91 in 2013. Followed by 2014 with 0.76. It means the investors see the firm performance as 0.76 in 2014. Last but not least, the year 2015 with 0.72 means the investors see the firm performance as 0.72 in 2015. The MB ratio keeps dropping from year to year caused by the dropping in market price per share figure.
After reviewing the company background, we found out that the financial position of the company is drowning. The first reason is that, as the nature of the business which is gaming sector, where the demand and the financial result are unpredictable. Hence, it resulted to unstable financial position. Therefore, we decided not to invest on Berjaya Sports Toto. The calculation and supporting details will be shown as following. After reviewing the creditor turnover, we found out that it is unstable and is consistent. This may be caused by the company's financial status which is fluctuated, so that Berjaya Sports Toto Credit pay the credit supplier in different period every year. Therefore, the figures showed are not stable. Secondly, total asset turnover. The total asset turnover are not stable and it is considered very low since it is just less than 0.1. This may happen due to the increase and decrease in sales, which result in inconsistency of the turnover year by year. Next, debt ratio. More than 10% of companies' assets are financed by debts. The company seems to pay some percentage of the debts in 2014, but in 2015, the debt increased again. In terms of gross profit margin, the GPM for the past 3 years has been simultaneously dropping. It shows that the company's financial performance in terms of gross profit is getting worse and has no improvement. And in terms of net profit margin, there was a big drop in NPM from 2014 to 2015 due to the very high expenses related to the investment, while supported by the drop of revenue from 2014 to 2015, causing the net profit to be very low and even loss. Looking more deep into ROE, there were some drastic changes in terms of increasing and decreasing ROE figures between each years. Last but not least, in terms of market book ratio, the market book keeps dropping and it reflects the performance of the company. As it keeps on dropping for every year, it shows that the company's performance is lacking and not maximized. After carefully reviewing the company performance for the past 3 years, we decided not to invest in this company unless they are improving in terms of their financial.